Well, hi again for Chess-Based Workshop. I'm Steve Lopez. Thank you for clicking on that link and joining us. These things are dated to come out on a Sunday. So the date of this particular video is 12/25/2011. So Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate that particular holiday. Happy holidays to everybody watching, to you and to yours. Thank you for clicking on the link once again and joining us. We've been looking at Fritz13. I was looking at some game list tweaks and things you can do in the game list, the database game list window, which we get to by clicking on the database button or hitting F12 on our keyboard. Normally, my headers would look like this, as we saw in the last video. So how did I get it to look different? Well, there are some tweaks in the game list. I'll show you how to do them. Very simple stuff, as a matter of fact. If you go here to Properties, and this is kind of an underutilized feature, but it can be very useful in certain specific cases, you can change the way the game list works. This is full game header. We get the player name, tournament, year, result, number of moves, ECO code. But we can change this. We can truncate it and then get different information. One of these is if we go to this pull down, it says list format, we click on it, we can get header and moves, in which we get the bare bones header information. Players, just by last name, the year, and the result. And over here in the tournament column, we actually get the moves of the game. There's another thing we can do, which is just the moves. Now, why would you do this? Why would you want to do this particular thing? Well, in this particular database that I'm using as an example, this may not be a terribly useful feature. The reason being is I've got 18,000 plus games in this database. However, there are times where you have a small database where you may know, like, it's a database of 36 of your games that you played recently at the chess club, and you're looking for that one game where you played the French advance in that game, and you can't remember who the heck you were playing, and you can't remember the ECO code for the French advanced variations. When you're looking just at a game list, how are you going to find that game? Easy way to do it, very simply, is go to header and moves. And you could just scroll down and look for the E4, E6, D4, D5, or whatever, and then E5. For example, this Caracan advance is very similar. Look for the game that start with the first two moves of the French followed by 3 E5. If you have a database of games on a particular variation, now this of course is on the Caracan advance, which is a particular variation, but let's say I had some sub variation in mind, which is defined by the 6th move for white, and it's a database of nothing but games in which that 6th move gets played, and I'm looking for a game in which I know there's a particular queen move at move 10. You have a toggle right here for the first move that's going to be displayed in this move section. And just by clicking on the toggle, by the way, this is given in plies, not moves, we can go back and click. And if we're looking for move 10, for example, we'd click ahead, and we get here. And I could scroll up and down a list and try to find that particular queen move if there was a very short list of games. Say, 100 or less. In huge databases, you probably just want to do a position search. But in this particular case, you could just scroll up and down and look. You can also change the font, by the way. If you don't like this particular font, you can pick another one. And you just get your font list right there. That's all there is to it. It's very simple stuff. Just remember you have 3 different displays, and again, these can be and if you go back to 0, by the way, it just kicks you back to the default display of full game header. Just bear in mind that if you are having trouble finding a particular game that you know is in there because it's a particular variation, you can switch your display from full game header to header and moves, or to moves only, and help you find that game just by visually scanning the list of moves, where there's a particular move at a particular point that you know is in this relatively short list of games. Just scroll up and down a list until you find it. It's very simple. That's all there is to it. It just happens right up here in the properties section at the top of the game list. Very short one today. Very short, quick little, but very useful tip here in Chess-Based Workshop. I'm Steve Lopez, reminding you to please do have fun.